Alrighty, folks, time for the second race of the doubleheader here tonight. Snake Plissken and Santi Messi on the front row, followed by Lefty Turner and Shy Turtle. Then you've got Joey Johnson and Alex Sanvital, Sebastian Galloway Jr. and Philip Purpura, Ryan White and Alan Malcolm, Chase Kovacic and Jonah Burridge, followed by Ralph Oberstadt and Billy Lovejoy, Trevor Vaden and Campbell Marsh, Adam Starr and Jeffrey Gerald, Timothy Buchanan and Justin Daytu, Krista Cower with Finley Herwig, Jack Davis and Cannon Gage, Tim Morse and Kat Durham, Silent Amethyst and Andrew Moger, Kyler Sestre and Sarah Taylor, Ryan Little and Jason So, with Cam Jordan and Eli the Wolf rounding out the field.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Santi Messi, part of that doubleheader. He had a great run at Texas here tonight in the ARCA Series. Here he is rolling out for the Bridge to Cup race. Yeah, we definitely have kind of our established clique here in the Bridge to Cup Series. We keep seeing the regulars up at the front week in, week out. When our Cup Series right now has the highest form of parity, this one not as much. We get to see quite the stranglehold between drivers, changing it up, duking it out, and pretty much a favorite cast of characters that we see up front week in and week out. And they're dueling to try and get into the Cup Series. Obviously, the championship winning a ride in the Cup Series the following year, and that carrot on the stick keeps it interesting, as we've seen so many of these drivers race just that much harder to fight for the wins. They know what's on the table. They know what's up for grabs, and they're definitely fighting for every inch out there on the racetrack. Fastest lap, lap 1, Cam Jordan. 3 wide for second place, almost 4 wide. Snake Plissken stuck up on the high side. Here comes Sebastian Galloway Jr. 3 wide for second place. They come charging through. Three wide for second and fourth place, as they continue to get all kinds of crazy right now all over the racetrack. Sebastian Galloway Jr. up to second. And that's Joey Johnson right there alongside Sebastian Galloway Jr. Shy Turtle in the 99 machine starting to eke in ever closer. Snake Plissken settles into 6th there, it looks like, as they're 3 wide behind him. All over the racetrack, we're seeing lots of 3 wide action here tonight. Shy Turtle up to 3rd there. Here he is coming alongside Sebastian Galloway Jr. for 2nd. Currently 5 laps in, out of 150. This race more than likely going to be just past an hour and a half in distance. We'll have to see some strategies unfold through pit stops here tonight. Lefty Turner leads. He is your active points leader too, I believe. Double check that, actually. Can't remember if it's him or maybe Joey Johnson. Active points leader is Lefty Turner. He has a 13-point lead over Sebastian Galloway Jr. But he's yet to get a win. He's yet to get a race win. And same with Sebastian Galloway Jr., also winless so far, but not for a lack of trying. They've both had decent shots at a race win this year. Just wrong place, wrong time at the end of them to actually seal the deal. And how fitting for them to be running 1-2 here tonight, 1-2 in the points. Showing why they belong up front, fighting for the wins. Santi Messi and Philip Purpura closing in on the front picture here as well. I think we're going to see a move for the lead here. That is Sebastian Galloway Jr. going to the low side on Lefty Turner. He drives it in deep, side by side through the turns. The aggressive banking here at Homestead tends to allow for close side by side racing. And there we go. Sebastian leads one lap there. 3 wide, not quite, almost 3 wide for the lead. Shy Turtle knocking on the door. In the background, 3 wide for about 7th place. 8th place maybe. But here we go, Shy Turtle looking in on the 95. The 99 versus the 95. Great battle here for the lead. Lefty Turner loses the lead, and now he's dropping backwards. Your points leader. Joey Johnson with the fastest lap in the race. He's moving up. Snake Plissken hanging in there in the background in about 7th place. Moving up to 8th, that is Ralph Oberstadt in the distance. Here comes Philip Purpura in the 31 machine. Santi Messi as well in the 4th position. Yeah, our leaders kind of setting themselves apart here at the moment, but 8th on back has closed the gap. They're back into the picture here. Sebastian trying to rack up laps led now as he's defending against the likes of Shy Turtle and Philip Purpura. Purpura in the 31 machine makes a stab at 2nd, loses a little bit of ground, under attack by Santi Messi. Here comes Santi Messi on the attack for 2nd place. Shy Turtle losing a spot there. The 84 looking clean, looking fast. Here he is moving up to 2nd with his sights set on Sebastian Galloway Jr. Good run there from Santi Messi in the BMW. Hard charge, pushing onto the 95 here. Sebastian blocks the advance and keeps the 84 at bay. But for how long? That 84 looking stout. This right here is a rivalry we've seen all year long so far between Santi Messi and Sebastian Galloway Jr. They're just going to continue with the haymakers going at it with each other. Worth the price of admission to watch these two battle it out, and often one or the other tops each other. It's never a one or the other has the big advantage. That's what is so great about rivalries like this one, that it could go either way. It could go Sebastian's way or it could go Santi's way. We've seen them pretty much go back and forth time and time again this year. You got Philip Purpura, the Outlaw Gang, moving into the picture there up to third. Him and Snake Plissken in the show here tonight. Here he goes, Santi Messi on the attack. But Sebastian's going to defend once again. Here comes the 82 of Joey Johnson now, up into the third position if he gets by Philip Purpura. Got quite the combo of cars up front here. You've got Pontiac leading the way over BMW and Chevrolet, followed by Mazda and then another Chevrolet. Then you got Cadillac, Dodge, Cadillac, Mazda. It's quite the arrangement of manufacturers in the top 8 there. $125 laps left to go here tonight from Homestead-Miami. Good push here from the 84 as he's closing in. Well, let us go ahead and take a glance at the pit windows here today. Evidently 66 laps is the window, just like Texas was here tonight. So these Bridge to Cup stars will likely be pitting at least 2 to 3 times, depending. As they're heading deep into this first run. No cautions here tonight. 27 laps. Green flag racing from the start. Santi Messi tried to close the gap, but now not able to do a whole lot with the lead here as Sebastian Galloway Jr. continues to hold it. Oh, here we go, an attack on the 95, the 84 making a move there. Still nothing. Makes the move, but no advantage to gain on the 95. They're nose to tail, top 5, pretty much hooked up like a freight train right there. Barely put a slip of paper between the nose to tail of each one of those cars. Fastest lap in the race belongs to that 82 machine of Joey Johnson, who's running in third. Oh, and here we go on the attack down the backstretch. The 84 tries, but Sebastian Galloway Jr. blocks the window once again. Keeping him behind him, keeping him at bay. You do have lap traffic on the horizon there. That would be Eli the Wolf in the 00 machine, who might be a sitting duck once they catch him. We'll see how they fare getting around the lap traffic here. About 3 wide for 5th place back there. You got the Outlaw Gang side by side with each other. Philip Purpura trying to make a pass on Snake Plissken. Meanwhile, your leaders closing in on Eli the Wolf up front here. Are they going to be able to get around him quickly, or will Eli spoil the party? Coming down the backstretch here at Homestead. Here we go, the 95 trying to drive it in here. He's keeping the 84 at bay, but now with the lap traffic, he's on a harder defense mode here. 99 of Shy Turtle showing up ever closer to the front now. Good push by the 84. Here he comes. He's not going to make the advance yet again. The 95 doing his best to keep the 84 behind him, and there might have been a bump there. The 84 wanted to get into it, get physical. Contact with the 95 at the race lead, but yet again, 84 comes up empty-handed. Great battles up front here. It's keeping things fresh, keeping it interesting. And look at that, Shy Turtle right there on the back bumper. Ooh, up into 5th. That's Ralph Oberstadt making some moves, getting into the picture there. Top 5 seeking a podium or better. That 59 Cadillac machine. In a way, Shy Turtle basically takes over the ride left behind by Willow Blake. So that 99, looking stout, looking fast. And a KBM entry after the fact, after everything that unfolded. So, yeah, looking stout, pretty much. Shy Turtle gains the advantages that we lost in a driver. There's a lot of movement in the front of the field here. Seeing Ralph Oberstadt up to 5th, that's pretty impressive. Joey Johnson was up in the top 5, and he's fallen back to 6th at the moment. Snake Plissken trying to hold him solidly, and then, of course, Lefty Turner, who was up front leading laps, he's fallen all the way back to 8th. But it's all the Sebastian Galloway Jr. show at the moment, as he's led up so many of these laps. $110 laps to go. We're almost 1/3 of the way through this race. It's pretty wild that this race flies by so quickly. We're going to be just over an hour in distance. Yeah, at this point, they're racing towards their first round of pit stops, which should be about 20 laps out now on lap 41 here. The window would probably open up around lap 60 to 64 for pit stops. Continue to freight train around the racetrack here at Homestead. Seabass leading all these laps in the 95. He's keeping the 84 at bay, but for how long? Whoa, here we go. The 99 upsets the apple cart a little bit there. The 84 gets loose in second place. Philip Purpura looking in on the inside of Shy Turtle, getting right there, close on his back bumper. Should only be 2 stops, I think. It'll be at lap 66 and then like lap 125 or something. So it'll be a solid 2-stop race for sure, but you never know. Some folks might decide to try and go for 3. To do the contrary, you know, try to get more tires, more advantage on lap times. But the race, I don't know if it's long enough to justify making that 3rd stop actually unfold. Well, so far, laps led here tonight look a little bit something like this. 36 laps led by Sebastian Galloway Jr., 1 lap led by Snake Plissken, and 8 laps led by Lefty Turner. As we are nearly almost 1/3 of the way through tonight's race, closing in on that pretty shortly here. '99 Shy Turtle looking to maybe make the move for 2nd place here. Santi Messi getting a little bit sloppy here. Ralph Oberstadt looking in for 4th even. So movement at the front of the field as Sebastian continues to hold down that lead. One-third of the way through tonight's race here. You can pretty much throw a blanket over the whole front of the field here. Eight cars solid, and they're all within the fight here tonight. We'll have to see how pit stops unfold, how it shakes things up. The last driver there in the picture, 9th place, that is Alex Sanvital, I do believe, in the 41 machine. Here's Shy Turtle on the attack. The 84 is going to stretch it back out, though. Down the backstretch, Man, Sebastian doing one hell of a job here tonight, folks. Gotta give him credit. He's been hungry. He's been robbed. He's constantly up front fighting for wins. And it's eluded him so many times already in this early season. Here tonight, we're on race number 9 of this Bridgestone Cup. Bridgestone Cup season. Next week it's Nashville, then it's Watkins Glen. Texas, Kansas, Pikes Peak, and Evergreen Speedway. Along with Kentucky, Indianapolis, the Cleveland Airport, Phoenix, Richmond, and then the British Speed Fest at Brands Hatch is going to be exciting because we're going to have all of our series racing in Brands Hatch in Great Britain. That one will be fun. Yeah, they are at the moment currently racing towards their first round of pit stops, so. Top 8 all within the same draft of each other. You wouldn't think it, but the draft is a pivotal, fierce factor here at Homestead-Miami. You can see where it makes a big difference being in the lead draft. Part of the reason why you see the attacks on the lead, but at the same time, the leader continues to protect the lead because of the draft. So. That first pit stop right around the corner here, we'll see who decides to make the first stop. There's a spot being made up there. It looks like Ralph Oberstadt fighting for 4th. Oh, he's going to give the 31 a bump there. Kind of lost it on the camera footage there, but great move by Ralph Oberstadt. Muscling his way through the field here tonight. Makes up one more spot, getting around the 31 of Philip Purpura. And got a little bit physical doing it too. Made the move by bump and run. So yeah, this is going to get to where you'll figure out who's got the right strategy calls here tonight. Looking at that move from Ralph Oberstadt, that's a very pivotal move. This early in the race, showing that you've got the ability to make a pass for position like that. Who knows if it comes down to the last lap and you're running in second, you need to make a move like that again. You know that you can do it. But sometimes the drivers ahead of you are a little bit faster, and it's not as easy to pull off that exact same move on the guy that's leading the race. So, but definitely impressive. Good move from the 59, and he's on the attack here up to 4th, looking for more. Definitely a wild world we live in when Shy Turtle is one of the top contenders week in, week out right now. That 99 machine putting himself in the conversation week in, week out. Oh, and there we go. 84 had a run, but had to peter out on it. Here comes the 59 of Ralph Oberstadt. Got a good draft, good help behind him there. On the attack, going down low, the 99 of Shy Turtle. Not much he can do here. Ralph Oberstadt trying to pick off another position here during this long green flag run. There we go. Ralph Oberstadt now up to 3rd. Ooh, and there's first round of pit stops. This shakes it up a little bit. Lap 62. Man, Ralph does not get a lap led as Shy Turtle drives around the outside to get that lead and lead the lap. So this puts us at about lap 124 for that group to pit their second pit stop. This group that's still out there leading, though, they may wait a couple more laps. It looks like Ralph Oberstadt and Joey Johnson staying out even longer. If they can make it to lap 65, their pit window would be about lap 130, so with a 20-lap push to the finish. Joey Johnson's going to stay out another lap here as Ralph Oberstadt has to commit to pit road now. So Joey Johnson actually going to stretch it to the near capacity of pit stops. 66 laps was the projection, and it looks like he might try to go exactly that, which is no small feat. That's definitely hard to pull off, hard to do comfortably, knowing that you're trying to save that much extra fuel by the end of the week. There we go, making his pit stop now. This will rotate our leaders back around. Still caution-free through the first 65 laps here tonight. Ralph Oberstadt's rejoining the racetrack, and here he is right there. He's going to come out in front of Shy Turtle. Woo! Not quite the right spot of the racetrack, but he's not going to lose him by too much here. He's right there, back in the mix. Once those tires get warmed up and rolling, he's going to be, looks like about third. So not a bad break at all for the 59 of Ralph Oberstadt. And there goes Joey Johnson also rejoining the racetrack. He's going to come out right behind Ralph Oberstadt. But in the meanwhile, the battle for the lead right here, your top two. Shy Turtle leading over Sebastian Galloway Jr. So now the drivers, most of them racing to lap 125 for that last pit stop. We'll see if we stay caution-free through this next stint here in the pit stops. It would not be out of the realm of possibility that we stay caution-free all night here tonight at Homestead. Santi Messi in fourth, Phil Purpura in fifth, and then Joey Johnson running in sixth. Separation from the front of the field, definitely much more separate here as they're spread out through the top eight. Pretty dense. Shy Turtle leads. Heading into the lap traffic there. His old race car, the 00 machine that he once raced. It's been a struggle for that 00 to actually compete. And Eli the Wolf just trying to figure it out for the team. Not learning much. Still out there running dead end in the racetrack week in and week out right now. Not pretty. Owner driver there. It's got to get to a point where you got to start to scratch your head and wonder what is going wrong. Ooh, new fast lap in the race. Snake Plissken, fastest lap after this round of green flag pit stops. We're about 4 laps short of halfway here tonight at Homestead. It's going to be all about that last pit stop to really make the most of the race here tonight. First pit stop definitely shakes it up a little bit. But that second pit stop's where you're going to really leave your mark and get set up for the last push to the end. You might even see some drivers take the undercut knowing that they don't have to reach lap 125. Actually, for the most part, all they got to reach is about lap 100, and they can make their last pit stop of the race. That could get them an opportunity to get out there on fresher tires and really start making a difference. But until then, no one can pit right now to make to the finish. You still have to go another 20 laps before that window truly opens. But how early do you want to pit and risk not allowing yourself for any green-white checkered overtime here tonight? This gaggle of cars not going anywhere with the 00 holding them all up. 82 of Joey Johnson finally gets around. Snake Plissken gets around, and Santi Messi on the attack getting around. But losing the most spots there, it looks like Ralph Overstat, who's still not able to get around the 00 quite yet. Alrighty, halfway through the race here tonight at Homestead. This one is going by in a blur. Blitzing by here tonight in the Bridge to Cup series here at Homestead. No restrictor plates. These cars are flying around the racetrack. Heading into turn one, they're up to nearly 200 miles an hour. And they carry that mileage almost pretty much throughout the whole racetrack. They don't get much more below 175 miles an hour. So the variation between 175 to 200 miles an hour, they are flying, hauling the mail around Homestead here tonight. Putting on a great show nonetheless. Well, after the lap traffic definitely shook things up a little bit here. Some of these drivers may be hoping for a caution to get the field stacked back up. But in the meanwhile, it's Shy Turtle up front, and he wants to try and rack up lead most laps here tonight. He's got quite a ways to go. Only led 12 laps so far to Sebastian Galloway Jr.'s 52 laps led here tonight. But if Shy Turtle keeps this lead through this fuel window, he should be able to rack up 52 laps led easily. And then it's going to be mano a mano for the lead most lap battle between Sebastian Galloway Jr. and Shy Turtle. So far at this point, it's kind of the tale of two different leaders. We did have a couple other drivers up front lead some laps, but they didn't have quite the dominant push that we'd seen out of the likes of Sebastian Galloway Jr. and now the 99 of Shy Turtle. These two drivers are putting on a dominant performance here today. Comes Joey Johnson on the attack. Snake Plissken still with the fastest lap in the race, and here he is creeping into the picture up to fourth. We are still caution free here tonight through 82 laps now. And there is a bunch of lapped cars ahead in the picture that may make or break this race for some folks. Shy Turtle will catch them first. Can Sebastian Galloway Jr. use the lap traffic to his advantage? Whoa, here we go. The 81 making a move. What's good about the lap traffic here is this could help draw everyone back together. The longer it takes to navigate the traffic, the more drivers that'll get drawn into the lead group here. And so with your top 8 in the field, they're still all very much within the lead draft here. They can get into this and still fight for the win here tonight. But they're definitely going to need a little bit of help if you're outside the top 4 at the moment. Snake Plissken on the high side here. He's going to try to carry that momentum around the 82. Side by side, down the backstretch. Whoa, and here comes Snake Plissken on the attack. The 82 of Joey Johnson gives a bit of a nudge there to Sebastian Galloway Jr. I don't think Sebastian's going to go down without a fight here. He's trying to carry it on the high side. But that inside line, the advantage is hard to beat sometimes. 95 falls back 2 spots, back to 4th. And he's still 3 wide for 5th place, trying to defend. Nearly 3 wide. 95 still on the high side, though. This is not ideal by any means, especially when your leader is just now catching the lap traffic and he's falling backwards. Alrighty, let's keep an eye on the leader here as he's navigating through the lap traffic. Shy Turtle gives a bit of a nudge to the 85 there. Now he's stuck behind the 55. Next ahead is the 68. That's Finley Herwig. Is getting held up here by the 55. He's trying to make the move. Gets there up alongside Jason So, but Jason So is going to keep the 99. Working hard for that advantage on the racetrack here. 3 wide for 2nd place. Lap traffic in the middle. That's going to be Snake Plissken on the low side. Going around, Joey Johnson stuck up on the high side. Lefty Turner getting into the picture as well, fighting all of them tooth and nail for all the spots they can get. Snake Plissken up to 2nd, 3 wide with the lap traffic there. Joey Johnson stuck up high. He's going to have a hard time getting back to the bottom right now. And here we go. That inside line opening up, the outside line dropping backwards. Shy Turtle leads the race, but for how long? He's going to have to deal with the lap traffic here. Snake Plissken, like a shark in the water. He can sense the disturbance. He can taste the blood. Here he is trying to close in on Shy Turtle, but Shy Turtle making the most of this lap traffic and working through it pretty quickly here. He's going to have to get around to the 16 of Jeffrey Gerald. And then he'll have some clean track for just a little while before it becomes a problem once again. Whoa, Lefty Turner. Getting a little bit aggressive there with the lap traffic. Gave him a bit of a bump and run. We've seen the bump and run play into full effect here tonight. 58 laps to go. It's getting good now, folks. Still amazed we have not seen a caution. No wrecks, no craziness. Just a lot of great racing. Whoa, 3 wide for second place. That's going to put Sebastian Galloway Jr. in the middle. He's going to have to fight Snake Plissken for second place there. Lefty Turner on the outside, also in the mix there, running in fourth. Now he's falling backwards to fifth, sixth, seventh, possibly even as far back as eighth on that outside line. And here we go. Back to clear track ahead for your race leader. Snake Plissken, the outlaw. He's up to second, and he can see the lead just ahead of him here. He's got one more lapped car to work around, and then he'll have his sights set solely on the race leader, Shy Turtle. And so for the laps led counter, looks a little bit more in favor of Shy Turtle now, as he's up to 32 laps led, 20 short from catching Sebastian Galloway Jr. with his most laps led here today. 8 laps led by Lefty Turner, 1 lap led by Ralph Oberstadt, 1 lap led by Snake Plissken. And would you look at that, Snake Plissken up to second, and he's closing the gap on your race leader, Shy Turtle. Fastest lap in the race, looking to try and fight with a driver that's very good here tonight, Shy Turtle. Cadillacs are not to be trifled with. They are one of the strongest competitors this season through Porting Brothers Motorsports as a team. Okay, we are now 2/3 of the way through tonight's race here in the Palm Tree Perfect 225 miles the distance, 150 laps. Well, now we only have 50 laps left to go, 2/3 of the way done. So we will see one more round of pit stops, and it will be the biggest pit stop of the night. Oh, here we go. Snake Plissken on the attack. Plissken already has 2 wins this season. He wants to try and add to that tally here in Bridge to Cup. 99 of Shy Turtle still seeking his first win in Bridge to Cup racing. He does have a truck win to his name. Here we go. Snake Plissken leads the lap. And that may halt the advance by Shy Turtle to try and get lead most lap bonus points here tonight. Your top 5 kind of in a group of their own at the moment. 6th place, Philip Purpura, just a little bit further back. Your top 5 all fighting for 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and the race lead. They're going to be closing in on that group of lap cars here pretty quickly. So the pit window starts to open up in another 18 laps at about lap 120. That's when we should see majority of them start to make their last round of pit stops. No cautions here tonight is simply amazing. Usually this track has at least a good wreck or two, but not here tonight with the Bridge to Cup stars. They are racing on their best behavior here, keeping it clean, racing, through the strenuous green flag pushes here tonight. Second, Lefty Turner in third, Joey Johnson in fourth, and then Shy Turtle running in fifth. Your leader's going to have to deal with all of these lap cars, and this is not going to be as easy to navigate through, I don't feel, as they're kind of densed up there. Double wide, maybe even 3 wide on occasions here. So your leaders are going to have their work cut out for them here. This could help draw in the further back picture of Sebastian Galloway Jr. and Ralph Oberstadt, who have unfortunately lost the lead draft at the moment. This lap traffic could be a game changer, especially as we're heading towards the round of second set of green flag pit stops if things stay the way they're going right now. About 10 laps short of pit stops factoring in as well. This could be an opportunity for some of those drivers a little bit deeper back to take the undercut strategy, try to get back out there with fresh tires quicker so that you can start turning those quick lap times. Alrighty, here we go. Your leader having to maneuver through the traffic here. Snake Plissken leads the way. He's going to have his hands full. That 10 machine of Justin Day2's holding him up here. Closing in on the picture, the 84 of Santi Messi. Lost about a 10th to his lap times there. Not a whole lot of lost time, but definitely making it harder for him here. And unfortunately, Sebastian Galloway Jr. and Ralph Oberstadt not closing the gap in on your leaders, even with the lap traffic spoiling it up a little bit here. Snake Plissken leads the way. Lost another couple tenths there. Yeah, sometimes you got to be more careful working through this lap traffic. You could be a wreck waiting to happen right here, right now. But for Snake Plissken with the fastest lap set in the race and continuing to hold this lead, all he's got left to do is drive away with it. So it's not likely that Snake Plissken will match. Best he can do is 50 laps led here today. Shy Turtle could still get back up there and lead most laps, but he'll need to get up there ASAP and lead the rest of the laps to really seal the deal. Look at that, going 3 wide down the bottom. That's Shy Turtle. It's like he heard me mention it, knowing that led most laps on the line, and he's got to get there or hold his peace on not being able to secure it here tonight. You do got to wonder, too, how many drivers are going to just try to hold it as long as they can and do a quick gas and go. I'm sure everyone's probably going to go for tire, but it should be reconnecting any moment now back to the racing action so we don't miss too much here tonight. There we go. Just a temporary internet blip. You haven't missed anything. Lead. It's Snake Plissken, and then Shy Turtle still trying to get back in the mix here. Look at that. Windows are starting to open up for those last round of pit stops. We'll see when everyone decides to make them. But in the meanwhile, there's a battle for the lead. Shy Turtle goes in on the 81 of Plissken. Good push by Joey Johnson in the 82. Two of those three drivers, Johnson in the 82. Two of those three drivers have a win this season. The one without a win, you're looking at the white 99 Cadillac there of Shy Turtle, who needs to secure his first win of the season to start building that momentum. And he's going to get back to the lead with 31 laps to go. The 99 machine could still lock down, led most laps here tonight. Had a brief encounter there with Snake Plissken. He had to hold him at bay and fight back. No cautions, which at this point, we may or may not see any cautions at all. So we see one more round of green flag pit stops. That kind of opens up that danger zone a little bit once you have drivers cutting down the race. Well, it could be like the ARCA race. You never know. There might be a last lap pit stop by your leaders, and then all of a sudden 8th, 9th, or 10th place comes home with the race win. This would be a pretty wild race win if Shy Turtle could get the job done here tonight. It's been a kind of a roller coaster last couple weeks for him and the teams, and tonight might just be kind of that little cherry on top to seal the deal. That he ended up landing in the right spot going forward here. Good fights, good speed out of the 99 Cadillac machine. He's just got to maintain that for a championship push here, and we'll see how well he can do. Don't see any takers quite yet for pit stops. Lap traffic in this secondary group here. 95, Sebastian Galloway Jr. is going to have his hands full getting through the lap traffic. Currently running in 6th, it's Lefty Turner. 5th place, Philip Purpura. 4th place, Santi Messi. 3rd place, Snake Plissken. And to the lead now, Joey Johnson taking over that spot from the 99 of Shy Turtle. Whoa, and Snake Plissken on the undercut, making the first pit stop here tonight. No one else really going with him, so Snake Plissken, the first to pit with 26 laps to go. Next takers down pit road, that's going to be Shy Turtle and Santi Messi, followed by Lefty Turner, Sebastian Galloway Jr. The overcut, staying out as long as he can here. Ralph Oberstadt stretching it on. Looks like he's running a little bit slower here, so it's a little bit rough on the track position to be running this slow. But he's working his way back around the track. He's going to make his pit stop this time around. I think that's going to pretty much bring everyone back around. So it should look something like this. Snake Plissken will keep her eyes on him and see where everyone else shakes out around him. You can see Sebastian leaving the racetrack. These last pit stops, the big ones here. Snake Plissken's going to come out. He's going to come out right alongside Shy Turtle. He's going to blow by Shy Turtle going into turn 3 there. This should be your new race leader, Snake Plissken. The rest of the drivers now exiting pit road, and they're not going to have any shot as Snake Plissken and Shy Turtle driving away from him here. No late race cautions. Caution free so far here. Snake Plissken pulled the Chase Elliott out of his hat here, pitting first before anyone else so that he could get back out there as soon as possible, turning the quick times. Look at that. Joey Johnson comes out right there alongside them, ahead of Snake Plissken. Plissken looking to try and secure race win number 3 on the season and establish him as the number 1 favorite for the title hunt. It's crazy with his 2 wins so far this season. He's only good for 3rd in the points. Well, tonight he's going to have to outduel Sebastian Galloway Jr. and Lefty Turner to take the points lead away from those two. 22 points back. I don't think he's going to get enough points to get by both of them. It's the crazy part. So Snake Plissken may very well be the epitome of checkers or wreckers, it seems, because his other finishes have not been as good as the drivers with 0 wins each, leading the top 2 points positions. Lap lead counter looks something like this. Snake Plissken at 20, Shy Turtle at 42, Joey Johnson at 6, Lefty Turner at 8, and then 52 for led most laps here by Sebastian Galloway Jr. 1 lap led by Ralph Oberstadt. And with 19 laps to go, if Shy Turtle cannot get around Snake Plissken within the next 9 laps, then Sebastian locks up lead most here tonight. I love it. Everyone's wanting to see a caution here tonight, but this one may very well go from green to checkers, free of caution. We have not seen anyone step out of line yet here at Homestead. It's a very clean, very calculated race under the belts here so far. We'll go ahead and add green-white checkers just in case we need it. Come on. There we go. Philip Perper with the fastest lap now, changing hands around. No mechanical failures, no oil down on track. Everyone's still just racing their race right now. Trying to survive, trying to finish this one out. Snake Plissken's going to try to get around the 35 there of Cat Durham. Shy Turtle, this might be the opening he needed. He's got a good run on the high side. 81 gets loose, starts to slide up the racetrack. Shy Turtle right there on the back bumper. This may be the hardest race to win beating Snake Plissken is no small feat. We've seen him put on clinics in the ARCA series. And this year, he's trying to pick up where he left off with his ARCA domination. Bridge to Cup has been no different for that 81 machine of Mr. Plissken. 99 of Shy Turtle duking it. And if we do happen to have both drivers leading the most laps, that is a tie. Both drivers get the bonus points. So we're looking at this right now. Shy Turtle, if he takes the lead with 10 laps to go and doesn't look back, he would end up with 52 laps led, just like Sebastian Galloway Jr. at 52 laps led. So it could come down to a tie for led most laps here tonight. But if Shy Turtle takes the lead right now, there may not be a tie. It might be all Shy Turtles to hold by the end of the night. Snake Plissken led that lap at the line. 12 laps to go. Whoa, Shy Turtle got loose there. This is allowing the 82 to catch up with your two leaders here, Joey Johnson. Snake is losing the lead to Shy Turtle with 11 laps to go this time by. Yeah, no, Snake Plissken is the ideal intimidator here in the Bridge to Cup Sigma Racing Series, as most people do not like to see him up front leading all the races. At this point, the leaders hoping that it stays green, no cautions for them. They're hoping desperately. Everyone else outside the lead, they're hoping for a caution, almost more so than anything. And who knows, maybe it could involve the three leaders right here taking each other out. That would be the icing on the cake for sure. Meanwhile, Snake Plissken not giving up. He's trying valiantly to find his way back around the 99 machine of Shy Turtle here. These three have been the stars of the show. Sebastian Galloway Jr. also the stars of the show here tonight, but he's fallen a little bit further back. Harder hit for the end of the night here for him. 44 laps led by Shy Turtle. At the moment, he's tracking by 2 laps ahead of Sebastian Galloway Jr. in the lap led category. Shy Turtle by no means has this one in the bag. Snake Plissken is no slouch when it comes to shutting these things down. Yeah, this is top tier Bridge to Cup racing right here. We got to see strategies pan out, and by the end of the night here, it's a, obviously some folks a little bit further back than others, but we still got a 3-dog fight to close it out. Couldn't ask for anything better, especially with these three drivers all with a valid shot at stealing it with the closing laps here. Joey Johnson going on the attack here. The 81 of Snake Plissken gets stuck up high. Joey Johnson going around the 81. A little bit of lap traffic ahead, but not a whole lot to really be much of a matter. Led most laps now, 48 for Shy Turtle, make that 49, as Sebastian Galloway Jr. still at 52. But count your lucky stars, it's not over. That 82 could start making this interesting for the race win. Joey Johnson has one win already. He wants to add another one to this season for the 82 team. Jimmy Logano Racing. fact of the matter that we're going to go caution-free here tonight at Homestead is impressive. Still no mechanical failures. Everyone's still out there running pretty much from where they started to where they're at now. Shy Turtle is going to be the big surprise here tonight. I don't think anyone expected to see him even remotely close to fighting for a win here tonight. Oh, here we go. It's not over. That 82 and the 81 hooked up like a train. They're trying to close in on the 99 machine of Shy Turtle. Currently, Shy Turtle at 51 laps led. This will be lap number 52 that he's led here tonight. As long as he doesn't lose the lead on this lap, all he does is lead one more lap, and he's got led most laps locked in his book here tonight. There we go. Shy Turtle with led most laps. Lap number 53 in the books for him. Couple laps left to go. He's just got to defend his position here and hope to hell there's no caution on this last half of the lap. White flag is in hand, ready to wave. The flagman getting ready. Here we go, coming down the front stretch. One more lap to go here from Homestead. Shy Turtle leading the way. A little bit of lap traffic. The 0-0 is really getting in there now. 82 could find an opening, but I don't think there's going to be a much drama here. The 99 gets around the 0-0. The 82 closing that gap. Here he is coming down off turn 4. He's got his nose on the inside, but not enough. Shy Turtle takes home the win here in the Cadillac, defending and holding off the 82 of Joey Johnson with the race win on the season, and the 81 of Snake Plissken, who's already had 2 race wins this season. Coming home in 4th, your points leader, Lefty Turner. 5th place, Santi Messi. 6th place, Philip Purpura. 7th, Sebastian Galloway Jr. And then also 8th was Ralph Oberstadt. 9th place, Chase Kovacic. 10th place, Krista Cower. 11th, Jonah Burridge. 12th place, Cannon Gage. And 13th, Alex Sanvital. Campbell Marsh, 14th. Trevor Vaden, 15th. $150 laps in the books here tonight from Homestead. Shy Turtle, your race winner for the first time in Bridge to Cup racing action. Doesn't get more wild and crazy than that to have a driver that couldn't even finish on the lead lap before a couple weeks ago. He landed this ride in what was then a Willow Racing entry, but now a pseudo KBM slash, it's a Cadillac. It's hard to actually put them in a box yet, but I guess you could still kind of consider this a KBM win here tonight, the 99 machine of Shy Turtle. That's race 9 in the books here for Bridge to Cup. Yeah, so I'll give it the official nod of approval. It is a KBM entry, basically. You can even consider it a satellite or pretty much the equivalent of the same material. When Willow was dropped, we basically put the 99 in place of hers. So great win for Shy Turtle, coming through, leading most laps and securing the win. And yeah, so getting good here. I think the momentum is one thing. A lot of these drivers that are in the top 10, they're there every week. You know, it's only a matter of time before one of them breaks through and gets their win, just like Shy Turtle did here tonight. Sebastian, Ralph, Lefty Turner, they're all very much in the mix, and they should be there to take a win before long. So it's not too long before that happens, I'm sure. But with that, obviously, these losses, they sting a little bit, you know. Not getting the win where you have a car capable of winning. They just got to keep their heads held high and move on to the next one. 9 races in, 21 races to go here in this Bridge to Cup campaign. Next race, of course, at Nashville. Should be a little bit similar to this one. 1.5 mile super speedway. They call it a super speedway. It's not exactly a super speedway. It was back before anything over a mile was considered a super speedway. So Nashville should be good. We'll be excited to tune in and catch that race next week. But for the rest of this week, we've got our doubleheader of Cup action coming up Thursday and Friday. Bristol ×2. We will hit the Bristol double down. 276 laps on Thursday and 276 laps on Friday. The drivers are basically going to just hit the reset button and do it all over again the next day. So hopefully all can tune in for that. I'm going to be busy with my iRacing coverage tomorrow. But otherwise, have a great night, everyone. Stay safe out there. And until next time.